Hey guys, what's up? I got a treat for you this time. It's L.C. Drake versus M Dragon. You've seen L.C. Drake on this channel before. He's a great player, but you haven't seen M Dragon, who I would say is probably one of the best players in Pokemon Online, if not the best. And normally I'd show you more games with him playing, but he likes to put the specs clause on, so yeah, not a whole lot I can do about that. But thanks to L.C. Drake, I got this game for you, so here we go. Snorlax on M Dragon's side, T-Tar for L.C. Drake. Probably M Dragon's going to switch here. Snorlax does not like to take physical moves, especially from Tyranitar. Stab Rockslide would likely do a ton. About 33%, 40% if it's a normal T-Tar, and probably a whole lot more if the Tyranitar's Choice Banded. So yeah, continuing to replay. Jirachi comes in, takes a Rock Slide pretty well thanks to its Steel typing. Now I think M Dragon will want to switch here unless it's got Reflect, and it does have Reflect. I'm surprised L.C. Drake doesn't stay and go for Earthquake. Maybe it is a choice banded T-Tar and Earthquake it can't be used, or maybe he doesn't have it because it maybe is a special set or a mixed special set. But yeah, Jirachi goes for Wish. Celebi comes in, goes for Leech Seed. Leech Seed connects. He switches the Flygon. Leech Seed is spammed, and it connects with the Flygon. That prompts M Dragon to switch once again to his Jirachi. Celebi goes for Recover. I'm not sure why. I guess it was expecting HP Fly or HP Bug from Flygon, and just would have stalled out the Flygon, eventually forcing it to switch. But M Dragon sped things along. L.C. Drake brings in Flygon Magneton, and Flygon coming in goes for Toxic as the Melodic comes in on L.C. Drake's side. So that's not good. Marvel Scale does activate, but being poisoned is not the ideal status move for that to happen. This is a very fast-paced battle. We got a couple switches. You once again get Celebi on Flygon. Psychic does a ton there, 54%, but Flygon does a lot with either HP Fly or HP Bug. I think it's HP Fly, or excuse me, HP Bug based upon the damage count, but I'm not sure yet. But it appears the Flygon is faster, so it should win this battle if the damage count is consistent. And yeah, the Celebi did get a Calm Mind boost, which happened in between the quick switches. There's me commenting. I did not come into this game as it started, but yeah, I was disappointed at the time because, you know, I don't get to see good games like this too often. But yeah, L.C. Drake is thinking here. I think a switch is obvious. I guess he's thinking about what to switch to. We've seen Tyranitar, but all Flygon run Earthquake, so that's not really an option. We've seen Melodic, but it's poisoned, which isn't good, but that would prompt the Flygon to switch. And I think that's all we've seen from L.C. Drake. Oh, we have Magneton, but for the same reason as T-Tar, Earthquake is pretty obvious, so you don't want to bring that in. So yeah, I think L.C. Drake's gonna reveal new poke here, or go to Melodic, or he's just going to the bathroom. I don't know why this is taking so long, but we'll speed things along. Melodic does come in. Snorlax comes in on that, predicting the switch to Melodic. That's good on M Dragon. It looks like it is a thick fat lax as opposed to an immunity lax because the poison did connect on the Snorlax. The Snorlax did go for Curse, but the poison will force it to switch out, and we get Dugtrio on Tyranitar. Now Dugtrio would normally be good against T-Tar, however L.C. Drake's T-Tar is at full health, and if it's EV correctly it won't die, so M Dragon knows that and he switches. Melodic comes in, manages to get a Recover off to get rid of that poison damage. Jirachi coming in though, and Jirachi's going to go for Calm Mind. Surf is not going to do it, only doing 18%. Toxic damage is accumulating, and L.C. Drake reveals a Dugtrio. However, M Dragon goes for Reflect. So normally this would work out if it was an Adamant Dugtrio, but with Reflect up, that's not going to happen unless he gets a lucky crit. I don't think L.C. Drake's going to push his luck there. Meanwhile, I assume M Dragon's either going to go for Calm Mind in anticipation of the switch on L.C. Drake's side, or go for Psychic. Personally, I would go for Psychic in case L.C. Drake wants to get cute, and go for Earthquake, thinking that M Dragon will go for Calm Mind in anticipation of L.C. Drake's switch. So I would just go for Psychic here. And if it's well, we've seen this full moveset on Jirachi. It's Calm Mind, Psychic, Reflect, Wish. I think that's the set. Although I don't remember seeing Psychic. Have we seen Psychic? I don't think we have. I mean, oh, yes we did. No, that's Celebi. So, we haven't actually seen the attack move on Jirachi, but it's probably Psychic. It would just be really weird. We don't really, for a Reflect set, that's really not that common for you to see something other than Psychic as the attack move. But L.C. Drake has T-Tar, so I think that would be the best thing to switch to. Or not, I mean, goes to Celebi. I'm not sure why. I guess because he knows he has Psychic, that works too, and he wants to get the Celebi healed off. Goes for Psychic there. M Dragon brings Dugtrio out, and yep, Celebi dies. I think T-Tar would have been the better option there, because the T-Tar is at full health, and the Dugtrio wouldn't been able to come in and live to revenge kill. So that wasn't a good thing, but L.C. Drake does revenge kill the Dugtrio on M Dragon's side, because his Dugtrio was locked into HP Bug, whereas his L.C. Drake is now locked into Earthquake. That allows M Dragon to bring Flygon in safely, and L.C. Drake reveals Gyarados. Now, the Intimidate does go off, but like we've seen before, the Flygon on M Dragon's side does have Toxic, and Gyarados would not appreciate that at all. And now M Dragon reveals Vaporeon, so that's going to wall M Dragon's Melodic pretty well. And L.C. Drake makes a nice switch here, brings Magneton in, and thanks to Magnet Pull, Jirachi can't switch. Of course, Jirachi can always just heal off with Wish, go for Calm Mind, and just start boosting up to +6/+6. So, because he didn't get the Magneton in when the Jirachi was weak, it wasn't really a good move in the end, but it was a good switch. Jirachi comes in, goes for Wish. Tyranitar going for Focus Punch, doing 32%. Flygon comes in and takes a Focus Punch to the face. I'm not sure why. Jirachi was doing just fine. But the Wish does cancel it out, so that works out. Melodic comes in, Flygon comes in, Earthquake connecting. Melodic takes some poison damage in the process. I don't think M Dragon's going to stay in. He goes to Jirachi once again. Reflect does wear off, but that's not really relevant with Melodic coming in. So it's a 5-5 game, and it looks like both. I can't really say right now who's winning. I would say that just because the Melodic on L.C. Drake's side is poison, that sort of gives L.C. Drake a bit of, or gives M Dragon a bit of a lead. But other than that, not really. Rock Slide connects with Flygon, does 34%. I'm still not sure if it's expanded or not. I'm just going to assume it is because it has Focus Punch, but that's not necessarily the case. Vaporeon comes in, Snorlax comes in, baits the Toxic to bring the Snorlax in for free. Presumably, if it's a Curse-Lax, M Dragon has Rest, so it doesn't really have much to worry about. Body Slam does 43% against the Magneton coming in with the crit. And he gets a Lucky Para too. But we'll see what M Dragon wants to do here. You might just want to rest off, because it's been 2 turns of poison, and the next turn it's going to do a whole lot. But he just goes for Curse, and I think now he's going to rest. You don't want to get too greedy here. And he does, so that's good. Magneton does get paralyzed 2 turns in a row. He's probably going to go for Thunderbolt or something. We'll see if he goes try for a 4th time and not get parried. That's really unfortunate for L.C. Drake, allowing the Snorlax to wake up earlier. Goes for Substitute, and that's fine. Body Slam does break the Substitute. Toxic once again hits the Lax, and yeah, we're in the same situation as before. Tyranitar and Snorlax. The Snorlax is at +1/+1, but I don't think that's enough to make M Dragon stay in. And he brings Magneton in, and L.C. Drake corrects predictably, goes for Focus Punch, and takes out the Magneton. So L.C. Drake gets a lead, 5-4. Flygon comes in. Tyranitar is gonna probably switch here. Earthquake would kill, I believe, in that range, or put it in a severe red zone. Toxic tries to connect with something, hits Melodic. It's already poisoned, so it doesn't matter. Vaporeon comes in, probably gonna bait another Toxic from Melodic to bring the Snorlax in for free. But he actually stays in here. Vaporeon stays in here, goes for Wish. I'm not sure why. I think it would have been better to go to Snorlax there. Vaporeon Poison is not a good thing, and because the Vaporeon has Wish, it's highly doubtful it has Rest, so not sure what M Dragon's going to do. He's probably going to pass that Wish to something. Snorlax is 8.1%, the Jirachi's at 55, so that may be the target, the Jirachi, to heal it off. But L.C. Drake has that Tyranitar, which I'll face you later. Anyway, yeah, L.C. Drake has that Tyranitar to pretty much wall the Jirachi. And with L.C. Drake's Dugtrio gone, that makes things harder for him. So now I think L.C. Drake is in the lead here. But it's still a little early, so it's not really decisive. And I don't know why this replay keeps freezing on me, but yeah. I don't know what L-E-L... Oh, it's probably a typo. Something about laughing out loud. Something's funny. Blah, blah, blah. Magneton comes in, knowing L.C. Drake corrects predictably, knowing M Dragon's gonna pass that Wish to Jirachi, but I mean, what's the Magneton gonna do with Jirachi at full health? Jirachi could just Calm Mind up, Wish, heal itself off. Not a winning battle. So L.C. Drake knows what to do. He goes to Tyranitar, that walls to Jirachi pretty well, and now M Dragon's gonna figure out what to switch into this T-Tar with. It's Choice Banded, so Snorlax is not gonna like it. Vaporeon could take it well. Flygon's not gonna like it unless it's Rock Slide, but L.C. Drake might go for Focus Punch, which is something M Dragon wouldn't like, and Jirachi won't like an Earthquake, so yeah, M Dragon actually does not switch. He goes for Reflect. Focus Punch only does 32%. Jirachi goes for Wish, but there's still the problem of what's the Jirachi gonna do to the Tyranitar? Nothing. Tyranitar can just come back in just like that, and L.C. Drake knows that. So yeah, M Dragon going for Psychic. That's not gonna work. And M Dragon's in a weird spot. He has to eventually switch, otherwise he's just gonna get PP stalled. Because L.C. Drake could just bring in the T-Tar all day. And yeah, I mean, wow. M Dragon is not in good shape here. Focus Punch is nailing everything really hard. Vaporeon does get the Wish off, and Melodic does get the Recover off. I think M Dragon's gonna go for Wish here. He does. But Melodic lands Toxic, and I think they're just going downhill for M Dragon. I don't see a way for M Dragon to win here. The only way I think he could is if he gets the Snorlax in and L.C. Drake just lets him curse up. Because as it looks, Jirachi's walled by the Tyranitar. Vaporeon's not going to do anything because it's walled by the Melodic, and the Flygon's not really going to do anything because it's walled by the Melodic. So I mean, yeah, this isn't good. The Snorlax is probably going to go to sleep now. It's at +2/+2, so I mean, he could stay in against the Tyranitar if M Dragon decides to do that, and he's gonna go for Rest. I still think Focus Punch will do a whole lot, and this probably will make M Dragon switch. But I mean, what is he gonna switch to? He's got the Vaporeon at 76%, and I mean, yeah, Focus Punch is 69%, and yeah, Snorlax is just sleeping away. Focus Punch is just being spammed here. Vaporeon just gets nailed really hard, and it's probably gonna die. It goes for Wish, That was a bit risky, but I mean, he probably knew it was fodder anyway, so he's just gonna get the Jirachi healed off. And I mean, yeah, Jirachi's gonna go for Calm Mind, so what? Tyranitar's gonna come in, Psychic is not gonna do a thing. And this is why, I mean, honestly, this is why I think this Jirachi set isn't as good as the others, because it can just get walled by Tyranitar, which is pretty much on every team. And I mean, yeah, you can support it with Dugtrio, but if Dugtrio dies, I mean, then what? So long as your opponent has Tyranitar, your Jirachi is basically useless except for like passing wishes and setting up Reflect. But yeah, I feel like we're going through the motions at this point. Flygon comes in, does come in on the Earthquake, so it does come in for free. Flygon does go for Earthquake. Blanx is probably going to go for Recover. We'll see if M Dragon tries to go for the crit. I think that's what you have to do at this point. Goes for Rock Slide instead. That's fine. He does get the flinch, so that works too. Now he'll be able to take out the Melodic with Earthquake. So the Melodic, I think, is dead. So that's good. That's good. But he still has an uphill battle. I don't think he's gonna win. And L.C. Drake is already saying good game. And M Dragon, let's see if he wants to say good game. No good game. M Dragon's gonna fight it to the end. Fight it to the end. Gyarados. Flygon could do something here. But Gyarados is the only thing I think keeping the Flygon in check now. Probably gonna bring Gyarados in, go for Intimidate. And then M Dragon's probably either going to go for Rock Slide or switch, get rid of the Intimidate. And L.C. Drake's probably going to go for Dragon Dance with the Gyarados, either way. And set up for the final sweep, because yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. So I'm sure M Dragon knows this is going to happen, that Gyarados is going to come in. And so I think he might just end up staying in despite the Intimidate that would result. Of course, this is all just speculation. Tyranitar could come in, but I mean, probably not going to want to. Magneton's not going to come in. Dugtrio's not going to want to come in. So I think Gyarados is the option. I'm just like, in the comment section, Gyarados! It's just like not a surprise. But L.C. Drake wants it to be a surprise, so he tells me to shush, because he's rude like that. Don't know what L.C. Drake is thinking about. I think that's the move to make. And it is. Reflect does wear off. So Flygon at -1 right now. I'm not sure what Rock Slide does at that. Maybe like 20-30%. Maybe a little more. Goes for Toxic. I don't think that's the move to make here. Toxic takes a long time to accumulate. I think Rock Slide would have been better. But I mean, now I guess M Dragon is trying to stall out the Gyarados now, make him accumulate toxic damage. The Flygon is going to survive this. He's going to go for Rock Slide. Only does 50%, so that is a bulky Gyarados. But toxic damage does take out the Gyarados. So now Flygon has a real shot to sweep here. M Dragon's still in the game. But I mean, Tyranitar's at full health. Hidden Power Bug's going to take out the Flygon. And yeah, M Dragon needed a crit there. Didn't get it. I think M Dragon's going through the motions at this point. L.C. Drake does not want to play this game, does not want to drag this out longer, so he brings Dugtrio in as the Jirachi goes for Wish. Even with Reflect up, I think Dugtrio is going to go take the Jirachi out. M Dragon said he choked. I'm trying to think where he messed up. I'm not sure where. I felt it was a clean game overall. There wasn't really any hacks in all 85 turns. Not a single piece of hacks. So it was a very clean game. I think, well, it's not really a mistake, more like a turning point in the game that had relevant consequences throughout was just M Dragon's Doug Trio dying. I'm sure if the Doug Trio was alive, M Dragon would have played much differently because he would have a way to take out that Keytar. But with the Doug Trio gone, it just, the Jirachi was walled, and he couldn't really do anything. He did make a nice comeback. Flygon really was keeping L.C. Drake from sweeping, and M Dragon would have won if he got a crit with that Earthquake. But I mean, we can't rely on luck. So I mean, I feel kind of wishy-washy about this game, but I thought it was really good. There were some ups and lows and all that fun stuff that make a game great. So I mean, yeah, I hope you liked it. Rate, comment, subscribe. Thank L.C. Drake by subscribing to his channel. I'm going to put in the link. He's got some stuff there that is pretty good. A lot of it's in Spanish, which I barely understand, but if you're into that, that's pretty cool. He also has a lot of English videos, so don't let me dissuade you English speakers from subscribing to his channel. But yeah, give the man some love. He gave you a great game. You should subscribe. But enough advertisement. Hope to see you next time. This is PK signing out.